Good morning, I'm Travis Vance. On behalf of the Planning Committee, I would like to welcome you to the second annual Valley Business Keynote. The Valley Business Keynote is a collaborative effort of the local Rotary Clubs, the Association of Young Professionals, and the Harrisonburg-Rockingham Chamber of Commerce. This event is designed to facilitate engaging ideas for local leaders and help fulfill the Valley's vast potential. We hope that the Valley Business Keynote provides a forum that allows local businesses to discuss taking advantage of the attractive assets of the Shenandoah Valley, including beautiful scenery, access to excellent education, high quality of life, and hardworking residents. This year's speaker is Mark Fernandes, the Chief Leadership Officer of Luck Companies, located in Goochland, Virginia. Mark has spoken to business leaders around the world and was recently named as a Top 100 Thought Leader in Trustworthy Business for 2014. We are very fortunate to have an expert of Mark's caliber here in Harrisonburg to discuss leadership in the workplace. Today, you will hear from Mark regarding his views on leadership in your future world of work. In order to connect Mark's theme to our local leaders, we've asked several sponsors of today's event to tell us why leadership in their future world of work is important to their organization. In a few minutes, you will view several videos of local leaders discussing these concepts. The videos are divided into three categories. The first is leadership. Why is leadership important to their organization? Next, the future of their organization. What does the future hold and how are they preparing for it? And finally, the organization's world of work. How does the organization prepare and train its future leaders? How does leadership relate to the future of their organization? Throughout today's event, think about the potential of the Shenandoah Valley. We are fortunate to live in one of the fastest growing cities in Virginia, which was recently named the best state to do business in. With this type of growth continuing in the future, our community will be relying upon leaders of all ages, regardless of their position or title, to step up and lead our organizations. Maybe one of these leaders works for your organization. He or she could be sitting next to you today. Maybe one of these leaders is you. Thanks again for attending the Valley Business Keynote.
Rotarians use leadership on a daily basis. One of the big emphasis in Rotary is the four-way test. First, is it the truth? Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it build goodwill and better friendships? And fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned? And so if we apply that four-way test, it creates good ethical leadership and really empowers what is the Rotary motto, which is service above self.
Leadership is critical. At any level in any organization, whether it's the supervisor on the floor, the whole way up to the CEO to the chairman. Without leadership, basically without energy, without vision, without a sense of where we're going, and without the ability to communicate that in a way that serves others, we tend to get a couple degrees off, or we tend to get multiple degrees off. And as a group of people, if we're not going in the same direction together, the results they can be anywhere from poor to abysmal. So the importance of leadership in any organization, and particularly in dynamic aviation, throughout the organization, it's critical to our ability to basically meet our vision and also to serve the customer.
Leadership relates to James Madison University in a variety of ways. It relates from our students all the way to the president, to our different constituencies. And one of the things that we really feel that is important is we want to prepare our students to be educated, enlightened citizens who will lead productive and meaningful lives. That's our mission statement. In order to make sure that our students realize that, we have to have leadership. We have to teach them leadership skills. We have to work on our own leadership skills. And when we do so, then we're going to create the kind of students and the kind of communities that we want.
It's very important that we go out and show the leadership characteristics when helping people, including being trustworthy and honest and always telling them exactly where they stand. But I think that part of the leadership and the trust factor there is trusting that your other employees want to do well. They want to provide the same amount of service and assistance to clients as you do, and we've been very fortunate with that.
You know, we believe that everybody has the ability to lead. And whether it's banking, manufacturing, technology, or other businesses, it's the companies that are out in front, investing in the future and in their people, that are making the difference out there. You know, at First Bank & Trust, we believe in empowering our people, whether they're our customers, our employees, or even our business partners. We want to do the things that helps make them successful and makes them better. And though it starts with employees, we believe that leadership is a way of doing business.
I like to think that we are servant leaders, because servant leaders are the most powerful leaders. Servant leaders don't care about prestige, They don't care about titles. They don't care about money. Rather, what they care about is making a difference. And when we go in with that servant leader mindset, that's when we're able to touch lives. We're able to help people exceed their own expectations and realize their dreams.
Really, the leader that has inspired me most is my father, who was a blue-collar worker, who taught me that there's nothing wrong with the good days of hard work.
One of my very first jobs out of college, one of the older gentlemen that I had the privilege of working with, and he had a way of making everybody feel like they were number one, just treated everybody as a special person. And so as an employee, you felt honored and you felt important, and at the same time, he was able to grow the organization as a whole. So individual and business together just really clicked with me.
I think for me personally, the types of leaders that I like to learn about are those leaders who are not purely business leaders. They inspire people, they motivate people outside of their industry. They bring their morals and their values and their life experiences into the way that they lead.
My mentor inspired me for my first job. She gave me one quote that has stuck with me to this very day. She told me that there's no such thing as a dumb question except for the one you don't ask. And I believe that to be very truthful, because as a young person, I've had many questions in my career to ask.
I would say that my parents definitely inspired me by always giving me the tools that I needed to build my future and just encouraging me even when they didn't really understand what in the world I wanted to do. And I would also say that I went to an all-girls high school. That seems kind of odd, and a lot of people think that would be horrible. I went to an all-girls high school, we wore uniforms, it was very strict. Really, that's where I found my voice. And my teachers there were the ones who encouraged me to find my leadership role and to be able to express myself and not hold back.
AYP focuses on the future by developing relationships today to help out the future leaders with new ideas as we talk to the current business leaders of the Valley. We are creating a social network of professionals that will be leaders in the Valley for years to come.
We use Leading for the Future in the aspect of researching what is going to happen into the future, researching those trends, trying to understand tomorrow's consumer. And one of the greatest challenges that we have right now is the mass amount of information that is out there. And so one of the great things that we can do as a leader is to understand how we filter all of this information, to understand what it means to us, what is that relevancy, but also, even more importantly, is what does it mean to our clients and our consumers.
It's great to talk about leading for the future. I feel like we're kind of in that stage of our company right now. You know, we're 15 years old this year, so where do we want to be 15 years from now? Where can we see our business growing? How can we improve the service that we provide to our tenants and to the owners that we manage for? And how can we do it with excellence? So if we don't know where we've been, where we are, and where we want to be, we can't harness those tools that are going to be presented to us or that we may come across. And we need to be able to make those decisions quickly as to what will help our business and what may not help our business.
Farm Credit is an ag lender. We cater to the needs of the agricultural industry in rural America, and no industry has probably changed more than agriculture in the last 100 years. To best meet those needs of our customers and the changing industry that we serve, we have to focus on the future to make sure that we can constantly be one step ahead to best meet those needs.
You know, leading for the future at Appeal, it's fun for us because we all love our jobs, and so we're all trying to be better, trying to learn more, and trying to stay on those cutting edge trends. So we're not just doing it during working hours. We all tend to find ourselves learning more, reading more, and staying up to date even on our free time. So it's ingrained in our business, and it's also kind of ingrained in our own personalities.
I think that in my 8 years of practicing at Wharton, Altheiser & Weaver, there's been a lot of change in the community. And so as we build on the past and look to leaders in our company and in our clients' companies, we're always looking at the next step, who's coming up and who can help us to push both our business and our clients' businesses forward. I like to think that we always look first to the past, but then look next to the future.
People that I worked for when I got out of college, those people certainly I view as a role model because they took what was basically a very small, sleepy little southern town and achieved great things and gave opportunities to those of us that lived here in the Valley so we didn't have to move away. And to me, that's the best thing they were able to give. That's what I'm hoping that we can do as our turn at this time of events.
Leaders that have inspired me in my career really started back in high school with my football coach. He taught me that hard work and preparation will help you succeed at anything you do. Also, I'm a big fan of Thomas Jefferson. I think his leadership in developing communities was something that we should all pattern our lives after.
One particular book that I read that stood out is one by Michael Gerber, The E-Myth. And it really spoke to me that I can't be a business owner and working in my business all the time to work on my business. And it was that point that I decided that I needed to let go of some control and start being more of a leader in the business instead of a worker.
I have been so fortunate in my life. There have been many, many leaders who have inspired me. And some of them have names like Martin Luther King. Some of them have names that aren't so familiar. Some of them have names like my mom and my dad. Because I look at leadership as practiced at the local level, it's practiced in the home, it's practiced in the family. That's where I learned my greatest lessons. But the greatest lesson I learned from all of these folks was to be that role model, to be that example for other people. And when you have the opportunity to be the beneficiary of that, hopefully you can pass that on to other people and help them with their leadership.
So there's actually 3 leaders in my lifetime that have really inspired me. One is my father. Watching what he has done with our company and his involvement in the community has been a huge inspiration for me to be in the position that I'm in now, but most importantly, continue to study leadership and to have a positive effect on people's lives. Secondly is actually Dr. Mark Warner at JMU. I had the opportunity to be in Dr. Warner's class when I was a senior at JMU and actually study leadership, not just from a textbook aspect, but also to see how he lives his life, and that certainly has been inspiring. From a historical standpoint, I think there is a great leader in Robert E. Lee, and understanding that the resource challenges that he had and trying to overcome those resource challenges is a great lesson for any leader.
The way the Chamber operates can be perceived as a reflection of our business community and the area's business climate. Because the Chamber is often seen as a leader in our community, we strive to offer opportunities, programs, and initiatives that promote leadership and further the success of our business members.
I think leadership is important in anything that you do. And just because you're a leader doesn't mean that you're not also following somebody else. I think that sometimes the term, we always expect that you're the one leading and everybody's doing exactly what you say. I think there's a component to being a leader where you also take in what you get from other people and then change and readdress that and then choose to lead and branch out in a different way. We try to lead by example, by being professional, by being present at our job every day with a smile on our face. We're always evolving because of the feedback that we get from our customers.
Eddie Edwards has been in the community for over 50 years, and we recognize how the community's changed and that future changes are coming about. And to be frank about it, we need to be ready for it. We need to focus on achieving the task, work together, function well as a team, understand what everybody needs to be successful, and then guide those forward. And so for leadership today, I think it's know when to step forward and know when to step back, know when to encourage, know when to grab and drag ahead.
But when unexpected things happen, it is an opportunity for us probably to learn, to adjust. So it's critical for us to see those twists, turns, inflection points, hopefully as opportunities and not so much as threats we don't deal with. We have to be adaptable. We can talk about planning and being ready for those unforeseen events. And if we're innovative, we can find some new approaches and some new solutions and hopefully again change that threat into an opportunity by being creative and imaginative.
In an industry that the only thing that you can sell is your time and talents, we believe that it is important to invest in your team and your people and your community. Those three things will drive the success of your organization.
We feel very strongly that our younger team members are the future of our bank. So we try to give them opportunities to learn from education, from our guidance, and from projects that we may give them at any point in time.
When I came out of school 30 years ago, people of my generation now gave us the opportunity to step forward and learn the things that we need to learn. And I think it's our turn now to bring forward the next generation of leaders and have them understand what our community has been, what our community is today, and what our community has the opportunity to be in as in the future.
So Martin Luther King, hands down, is it for me. I loved his ability to make change and try to do it in a non-violent way, and the power that he had, his presence to me and his mind to me and his effort goes a really long way. And without that, I don't see that a lot of changes would have been made as quickly as they were, even though it still is slow. And then just on a personal level, I have wonderful parents, both my mother and my father. My mother's deceased, so she's a very strong female role model to me. She's not famous, but she's famous in my world. And my father as well. They taught me about being a strong woman, having a voice, fairness to all people of all races, all gender, all sexuality, and I learned about that from them, and you know, they will always be my biggest and foremost heroes in my life.
You know, there are a lot of great local leaders in the community, and what I suggest you do is take them out for lunch or take them to breakfast or buy them a cup of coffee and kind of pick their brain a little bit to find out more about what pushed them, what drove them, and maybe mistakes that they've made that hopefully I can learn from. And I suggest doing that. If you find somebody in the local community that inspires you and motivates you, or you'd like to emulate them, reach out to them, because most likely they're going to be open to it and you can learn a lot from them.
Being one of the largest business associations on the I-81 corridor, we play. I hope you don't do outtakes.
Oh, we are.
How's my hair looking?
Brown Edwards decided to be a sponsor. I'm sorry.
And really help us live out the Rotary's motto of service above self. Oh, I missed that one word! Model!
AYP chose to sponsor Valley Business Keynote because we're the future of America, and we love America. America!
It's a global economy to where, you know, we could be doing business on another part of the
Thomas Ray has greatly inspired my leadership capabilities.
Thursday.
To develop their business practices that way and to try to, I don't know, I lost that one.
James Madison decided to sponsor the Valley what keynote? Valley Business Keynote. See, this is why we do this.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.